Hello, today I'll be trying to code this animation. So first of all, let's create the HTML structure. We have 12 bars, so let's do that. We'll be using a preprocessor, and I don't have a fixed preference for preprocessors. I use the one that lets me do what I want to do, or the one that lets me write the least amount of code, as it is the case here. So this is going to be bar, and this is it for the HTML structure. Now here I'm going to have, again, 12 bars, and let's close that tab, and here I've split it into frames, and as you can see, 181 frames, and here is the first frame. The delay is 0.02 seconds, so that means that we're going to have a total animation duration of 3.62 seconds, so 181 times 0.02 seconds. Okay, now the next thing here is bring up DevTools and the color picker, and let's see the first bar. So we want a different format because it's going to make it clearer. 11, 50, 100. Okay, now the last bar, 255, 50, 100. And as you can see, the green and the blue are the same, only the red changes. So here I'm going to have an initial red value. So this one's going to be 11. Then I'm going to have a final red value. This one's going to be 255. Then I'm going to have a unit difference, and this one's going to be the final red value minus the initial red value, and all of this over n. And I'm going to need to round this because Edge is the only browser that allows me not to round this and use it inside the RGB. So round. Okay. Now that I've done this, here I can close this one, and here I can close DevTools, and I want to measure how big a bar like this is. So if I measure this bar here, I'm gonna have something like this. So let's say this is going to be 0.75 and 4.5. So the width is going to be 0.75 ems, and the height is going to be 4.5 ems. And good thing it didn't freeze. Okay, now the bar. This is going to have position absolute. Okay, now next I'm going to have top 50%, and the left is going to depend on the bar index. So this one's going to be calc 50% plus, and here I'm going to have the bar index, which is going to be a custom property, minus 0.5 times n minus 1, and the space between two central points of two consecutive bars is going to be 2 times the width. Okay, so just leave it like this. Now I'm also going to have here a before, and this one's also going to have position absolute, and it's also going to have content nothing, and let's give it a width and a height, and let's give it a background, and this background is going to be an RGB value. So the red is going to be the initial red value, so R0, and then we're going to add the index times the unit difference, and then we're going to have the green, which is 50, and the blue, which is 100. So now we should have our bar, and we should see something about it, but we don't, so there's something wrong there. Okay, let's see what it is. The HTML body and we have the bars, and we have a before, and oh, we don't have a value for that I, that's why. Okay, that's why. This is good. Okay, now we're going to loop. So we're going to have for I from, actually from 1 to n, and here we're going to have nth child I plus 1, and we're going to set this custom property. Okay, now we have the bars and they look nice and everything, and let's prettify them a bit. Border radius 3 pixels. Let's also set a box shadow. This one's going to have 0 offsets, 0 blur, and the spread is going to be the width over 3. And let's make this white, not black. Okay, good. Now, so far, so good. Next thing, let's set an animation. Keyframes, flip 0. And this one's going to go to transform, rotate half a turn. Okay, and one more thing here, let's set a margin, and this one's going to be half the height vertically, minus half the height vertically, and then it's going to be minus half the width horizontally. Okay, and now they're exactly in the middle, which is good. Now let's set this animation, and this one's going to be flip 0. The animation duration we've already set, linear, infinite. So this is our animation. Okay, this looks good. Let's stop it, and here we're going to have flip 1, and this one's going to be ease in out, and we're going to comment this one as well, and copy paste this and change it to flip 1, and here a bit more. And now let's also set a fixed K percentage. So this one's going to be 0.06. Okay, and I'm going to have the unit delay. This one's going to be K times the animation duration over n, the number of bars. Okay, and here I'm going to have 50% plus K times 100%. And here I'm also going to have 0 up to 50%. And this one's going to be transform none. Okay. So now, if I'm also going to set a delay here, so that's going to be calc my I index multiplied by minus that unit delay. So let's see. Have that animation and this one. So let's see how it works. Okay. This looks nice, and it's what we wanted. So yeah, this is it. I'm really glad it didn't freeze again now. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any other ideas for any other future videos, just drop them in the comments or send them on Twitter. And until next time.